So I've been saying this since the pandemic began. If I could have just one thing to remain open, I choose the movie theater. And yes, I understand the Rona is going on, but I love my movies, so I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mike Proc, and I'm here to do another review for y'all. Today we got the New Mutants. So the New Mutants is the latest movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's centered around these teenagers who have just awakened their powers or recently awakened their powers, and they're dangerous not only to themselves but to everyone around them. So they're admitted into this hospital. I give you the quotation hands because as soon as you see the place, you can tell it's not a hospital. It's more like a prison or a mental asylum because they're always on lockdown and they're always being watched. But the point of this hospital is to rehab the mutants to make sure that they're not a danger to themselves or everyone around. Now, that is a very interesting premise, but it stops there. The reason I say it's interesting is because we have a Marvel movie that also is like a horror movie. Because if you believe in the powers in the Marvel Universe, you'd be naive to think that there aren't powers that are harmful to everyone else. And the movie really showed us intrigue with that in the trailers, but they didn't really deliver on the end of the movie side. So for starters, let's talk about the acting. Nobody in this movie really had a memorable role, and I don't blame the actors because they really tried, but they didn't have much to work with. So I blame the power of the pen. The writing in this movie was so cliche. I mean, even the few characters that was in the movie, we had the asshole dude, asshole chick, good girl, good boy, main character, and the doctor, and that was it. So with it being a small cast like that, you would expect somebody to really deliver, but because of the weak one-liners and, like I said, the cliche writing, the acting in here was just okay. The pacing of the movie was also a problem. They spend the first half of the movie trying to get you to connect to the characters, trying to give you backstory, give you small glimpses and insights into who they are and how they ended up here, but they spend so much time on it, and you came to the movie looking for the powers, looking for the mutants, looking for the horror, that you catch yourself looking at your watch, you're like, come on man, let's get this thing going, and it's only an hour-and-a-half movie. So that's really hard to do. But now that I've trashed the movie this far, let me tell you the things I did enjoy about it. One, I enjoyed the powers. I know a lot of the powers were cliche, but a couple of them were unique and I really liked it. This one guy on there, I call him Jet Fuel. He has this power to like shoot off and fly, but it seems like it's a lot more to it. But anyway, the powers on here were interesting. It's just that the execution wasn't. I want to see more fighting. I want to see more horror. And speaking of horror, you also figure out what the main character's power in this movie is, because that's one of the subplots. It's like they're here to rehab the people, but they also need to find out what her power is because she doesn't know. But they lead us to see it, to figure it out so easily that they kind of lost me with that too, and that sucked, because if you're gonna go for the mysterious aspect, I really want to see you push it. I want you to leave me questioning and guessing, kind of like the movie Knives Out. But this movie, it was so obvious that I figured it out in maybe the first 20 minutes. So to summarize, The New Mutants was a huge letdown. The acting was subpar, the visual effects were okay, and the pacing was trash for an hour-and-a-half movie with a payoff that wasn't even that big. I feel like they just rode the wave of, oh, the movies are just opening back up, and we have a Marvel movie. So everybody's going out to see it, and I can't lie, it worked on me. But with all that being said, I'd have to give The New Mutants a rainy day rental. Alright, so that's it for this one, folks. So for the comment convo today, I want y'all to let me know, are you going to see it? And if so, who's your favorite mutant? For me, it was a guy called Jet Fuel, the one who could like shake his arms and fly off or whatever. Anyway, whoever it was, comment below and let me know. Now, as always, if you liked this video and you thought it rocked, like, comment, and subscribe to see more from me, Mike Proc. Later.